All right, so I got some of the lights turned down here so you can actually see this. This is a pair of Sony headphones. And is there a model number somewhere on it? So down here it says made in Malaysia. Digital. WHCH700N is the model number. I don't know if you can make it out there or not. Wireless noise canceling stereo headset. And I've had these a couple years. I think I bought the warranty on them. Maybe I can use them, maybe not. I'll try to fix it myself. But the problem is, so you can see I have the USB power meter out right here. If I plug it in, you saw the little red blip right there. No current. So what I've got to do is actually unplug it just a little bit. Maybe. Oh. Okay. 7 milliamps. That's it. And I do have a red light that shows that it is actually charging. Wow, 7 milliamps? So I have to plug it in just a little bit. If I plug it in all the way, I get nothing. There we go, 127 milliamps. So that is actually charging the battery. So if I wiggle this slightly, oh, look at that. Red light is still on. I'm down to 7. Unplug it, plug it back in partially. There we go, 127 milliamps. So that's actually charging now. But the problem is, if I plug it in all the way, I don't get a charge. So I'm just wondering, can I tear this thing apart? And maybe the charge jack is broken off of the board, unsoldered. I don't know. There's plugged in all the way, down to 7. Unplugged, partially plugged in. Something's happening over here. There it is, 120 milliamps. Plug it in all the way, red light stays on, 7. Try that again. Oh, plugged it in too far. There we go, 120, 119, 118. Okay, so let's go ahead and see if we can get this thing open and look at the innards and see if I can find a replacement jack for it. So I tried this several times just to make sure that it might not be a fluke. And I don't believe it is, because it's still charging at 112 milliamps. And then when I plug it in all the way, it goes down to 7, but the red light stays on. So that's why I'm not getting a full charge on this thing. So, I mean, I guess I could just live with it. There we go. Oh, we're back down to 7. Do something. There it goes. And we're back at 7. Something is going on inside this unit. So let's move this out of the way. Let's go ahead and turn the other lights on so you might be able to see something. And then I believe you can just remove the little earmuff thingamabobber just like that. And then it looks like there are going to be 1, 2, 3, 4 screws. So let me try to find an appropriate sized screw removal device. Oh, well, that's ever so helpful that they have that taped down right there. Okay, macro mode enabled. One moment. Okay, well, there is the macro view of the USB jack, the micro USB. And I'm not seeing any issues with those connections at all. They look like they're perfectly soldered to the board, but I think I will go ahead and add a little bit of, what is this, Amtech flux, the flux that I believe Northridge Repair and Lewis Rossman both use. Let's get it the right side up. Northridge Fix, I should say, Amtech NC559ASM-TF. Now this is long expired, January 08 of 2020. Well, it's only 4 years old, but I've been using it. It still actually works just fine. So I think I'm going to add a little bit of flux to that and try to reflow those leads and see if I get any extra added benefit. One moment. Alrighty, there you go. I did add a little bit of fresh solder to the stakes on the back and did reflow those solder connections. They look absolutely perfect. Well, let's see if that makes any kind of difference whatsoever. If not, then I'll have to try to source a replacement jack. I do have a couple of these guys, just generic USB, micro USB boards. I can probably go ahead and get one of these jacks off, and no pun intended there, but I keep these in stock just for testing and wiring weird stuff up. Looks like it might fit. Basically the same footprint, but these don't have a through hole like the other ones, or the other one on the board does. So as you can see, that one has through holes, 4 of them. But if this repairs it, I would be super, super happy. One moment. Oh, it's trying to power on. One moment. Okay, let's go ahead and plug this thing in and see if it makes any kind of difference. So plugged in all the way right there. And I get nothing. Completely unplugged. Oh, wonderful. Now I get nothing at all. There it goes. 7. Yeah, it's got a bad jack. We got to change it one way or the other. Well, before we get there, let's go ahead and try one more thing. A little bit of deoxit. We'll plug this in a few times. Wow, was that easy? 120 milliamps. Unplugged. Plugged in completely. 127. Wiggling, wiggling. Oh, wow. Okay. Well, should try that first. All right, let me get this thing thrown back together, and that's going to be it. A little bit of deoxit. Who would have thought deoxit D5 in the jack? Wow, must have been some crud in there. But plugged in, 120. Wow. I mean, I have been going through this for probably about a year now. Just gingerly plugging this connector in. And it's working perfect. Well, I guess I got to go ahead and solder those wires back on there, hopefully, and put this thing back together. Alrighty, there we go. All back together. Let's plug it in. And look at that, 128, 118. Well, actually you can't see it. There we go. Sorry. So yeah, seems to be working perfectly fine. Well, back to 7. Maybe some crud got in there. A little chunk of my airwax. I don't know. But I'm not going to argue with it because it seems to be working perfectly. Every time I plug it in, it charges. Anyhow, that's it. The, what was it? CH700N wireless noise canceling headphones. I think I paid about $100 for these, and they're pretty adequate. I've used them a few times, like mowing the lawn. The wife's watching something in the living room. I'm in the kitchen. It's only like 25 feet separation. So I'll put these on, connect it to my Roku, and watch YouTube on the TV while I'm either making dinner or cleaning up after dinner. Anyhow, that's it. The repair that, once again, I should have tried beforehand, Deoxit D5. Go and leave me a question, a comment, a concern down below, good or bad. I try to respond to the comments when I have time. You can follow me on social media, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, or X at NorCal715. You can email me, NorCal715videos@gmail.com. Once again, still way behind, trying to get caught up on this stuff. Of course, my personal stuff takes a little bit of priority. If you want to contact me at this moment in time, which is, I think, June 31st of 2024, leave me a comment, please. I haven't had time to check the emails in quite some time. That's going to be it. Thank you, everyone, for watching. I really, really appreciate it. Have a great day. Bye-bye.